That was loud.
That was pretty loud.
That was really loud.
That was pretty loud, man.
Okay, well, this is the first episode of The Unusual Suspects with me, Stefan, and with my good mate,
Niloy.
Niloy. Yes, we're very happy to have you guys here listening to this podcast. We still don't know what this podcast is going to be about. We're just gonna talk about random shit,
Yeah, and
and we're
hopefully,
gonna see, where it takes us.
yeah, and hopefully, like there are gonna be many more episodes, and like this hopefully isn't the only one.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in terms of like future like brand deals and stuff. We have a couple of them lined up, but
Yeah.
we're not gonna talk about it right now. It's-
Not right now, but like maybe later. Like maybe if it's successful, we'll tell you like all the sponsors that want to sponsor us right now. Like we're pretty popular right now. Like a lot of people want to sponsor us.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
yeah?
We have so much.
It's way too many.
So much.
Way too many sponsors. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
But about the name Unusual Suspects, it is really what it is. Unusual Suspects.
Mhm.
You wouldn't think of me, Stefan, and Niloy actually making something together. That power team wouldn't come up. Maybe for some, but not for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So hence the name.
Unusual
but-
Suspects. I like it. I even didn't know the meaning of the name until like, you just explained it to me.
Yeah, I kind of stole it from someone else.
Okay,
They
fair
had like
enough.
a 7-episode run of like podcasts,
Mhm.
as a pilot thing,
Yeah.
and then they named it the Unusual Suspects.
Okay, fair
But
enough.
after that, they changed it.
Yeah, but clearly their podcast wasn't as good as ours.
I would say it's actually way better.
Okay,
Yeah,
you'd say so.
I like it more. I enjoy that one more, but we'll see though.
Yeah.
We still gotta keep like an open mind towards this.
Obviously, like you never know.
Yeah. So probably in this episode we're gonna talk about some relevant topics that are being discussed today, or that actually have an impact on our daily life, on humanity's life, like the virus crisis, school, girls, red flags, weather, and all in all happiness and mental stuff, and of course some other random shit. We don't really have any structure in a sense.
Yeah, we're
But
just gonna go off
Yeah, but we have some things to actually help us with.
a little bit. It's the first episode. It's the pilot episode. It can be a little messy. It doesn't matter. It's fine. But
that's the beauty of it, though.
that is the beauty of it. But that's also the beauty of a podcast, man. Like it's all unedited. Everything just goes in.
Yeah,
Everything stays there.
exactly. So I think let's start with red flags in girls.
Red flags and
What are
girls.
red flags in girls in your opinion?
Oh, bro, bro, it's like whenever you go out sometimes, like, and you just meet the girls, right? Like you go out and about, and you see girls, and like they're just snogging everyone. Yeah, that's a pretty major red flag, bro. That's like nah, that ain't it. That ain't it.
Okay, but like some kind of like when you're out with a girl and you see like she does something,
Yeah,
some kind of like actions or some things that maybe she says,
yeah.
or she does like texting wise or something like that, like kind
Mhm.
of just makes you wonder like why.
But like, here's the thing, right? Like with girls, it's like at first glance, you wouldn't think anything was wrong with them, right? Like also
Yeah.
us guys, we just fall in love easy. Like, oh, that's a pang girl, Yeah, you just look at the girl like that girl is amazing. Like you don't care, you don't think about the red flags at first. You just go introduce yourself, like they introduce you to them, and then like you just hit it off maybe, and you maybe go out a second time, but then after the second time, that's like when like the colors come out, and that's when like you truly understand like if something's wrong with them or not. For example, like
Him? Him?
him? No, I mean her. Her, her.
Wait.
With them. Him. It could be a him. You never know.
Hey, of course.
2020.
Not saying anything.
2020.
About it, yeah.
Yeah. Like sometimes when like they're all over the place, they're crazy. They're always jumping to assumptions. They're always like trying to argue stuff. They're always like bring up old points. I really fucking hate that, man. Like just move on. Just move on. Keep a steady head. Try and be happy. Like life's short. We're not here for a long time, bro. Like, come on. I don't know. I just really hate it. Like, I have this friend, and she usually like brings up old past stuff, and like she's still mad about it, even though like nobody's talking about it. I'm like, why are you still mad, man? Come on, it passed. Just be happy.
Stubborn, man.
I don't know. I don't even think it's because they were stubborn or anything. It's just because like they dwell on the past way too much, and I hate that, man. Just move on.
I also have one turn off or a red flag when they smoke.
Oh,
I don't know why,
okay.
but it's kind of well. This is for all people, not just girls.
Mm.
But if you smoke, you instantly lose like my kind of like trust and respect points.
Oh, okay,
Already down.
So luckily I met you after I stopped smoking.
Well, no, see, you would have still gained points if you would have said like, "Oh yeah, I've stopped, like I'm quitting smoking." I'm like, okay, shit, that respect for that.
Oh, okay. So you're saying like I met you not only after I stopped smoking, so like now you know that I stopped smoking, but I also don't smoke anymore, so I get double the points.
Well, basically, yeah, you actually went through the hard thing of quitting smoking, which is not easy. I've had friends who try to quit smoking and it just doesn't work out for them.
I don't know, man. Smoking was so easy to quit for me, actually. I'm like, I'm not going to smoke anymore, and I'm just not smoking anymore. That's it.
Maybe you didn't have that big of an addiction. Like, how many did you smoke? How much did you smoke a day? Like, how many packs?
Not even that many, but the worst it got was like I finished 1 pack in 2 days. Maybe that was the worst. But like usually I'd say that I used to smoke 2 packets maybe a month was the worst. So it's not even that much.
That's not much.
That's not even that much, because I remember when I used to smoke back in Rome, it's I had to try and hide it from my mom, because my mom still doesn't know that I smoke or anything, and hopefully hopefully she doesn't listen to this podcast, man. But yeah, like back in Rome, like I used to try and hide packs, and whenever I went out, I'd have like 1 or 2, and then on the way back home, like I'd have another one maybe. It was I don't know. I just saw smoking as like a way to pass time.
Yeah.
And like whenever I'm out and I have nothing to do, like some people just look at their phones. I'm like, now just take a cigarette out and start smoking. And I thought that was so cool. Like I could just do that and like vibe out on my own without needing a phone. I found that was really cool. But I guess then it is really bad. So and then
your health does kind of take a toll on that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean okay, let's say like smoking cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like instantly a turn off.
Yeah.
If you smoke cigars, which I highly doubt that women do, men, yeah, they do, then I'm not like that hesitant. Like if you have like one every once in a while, like, yeah, okay, I get it.
You know, apparently, like, wait, are you talking about cigars or cigarettes?
Cigars.
Okay, yeah.
But I hate when anyone smokes cigarettes.
Mm. Yeah, I get that.
I think I got that from my mom. My mom always hates it. Whenever we are walking past someone who smokes, she always like
covers your nose
on his nose just to not smell it.
Oh, my mom does the same thing. It's like whenever we're walking past a man, like she makes it apparent that she's putting a scarf over her nose because of the smell.
Yeah,
and I'm like
judging and like.
Oh, I'm like, Mom, do you really have to do that in front of the guy? Like, what if like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Another red flag would be like kind of like the playing like games.
What kind
of
game?
I don't like girls like they kind of just make themselves hard to get.
Oh yeah.
Like they want to like get it like right now, but they're just like probably her friends are like, yeah, like don't do that. Like,
don't do that.
Play hard to get. Like make him earn you. And then you have to like do like a huge like a massive project of like seduction, like trying to like actually get to the core of it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand that.
Yeah.
Be straightforward. Like,
no,
play games,
I love girls like reciprocate the energy that you send towards them. Yeah. It's like you come in with energy and they give you the same energy back. That's so nice. It's like I've had girls where like I just go out and like I try and talk and like I'm doing all the talking and they're like yeah, I guess so, yeah, and like I just ask them a question and they just answer back and like they don't try and add anything to the conversation. It's so dead.
That's so dead.
It's like why'd you even want to hang out with me in the first place? Like what the fuck?
I just thought you're cute, you know.
I just thought you're cute, man.
No, yeah, I just don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like all the like things like, yeah, I have to text her this, so she might give this, and then I can text her this. I'm gonna be cold. I'm not gonna talk to her. I'm gonna call her a bitch. And I'm like,
yeah,
like all the kind of weird games that us guys have to do to actually like get a girl.
Yeah,
it's just fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's life in a way. Like I can't not change it.
Yeah.
I have a book about seduction, so I'm good. Like I can read it.
Really?
Yeah, I do have.
Wait, no way! You have a book about seduction?
Yeah.
Like
what's the art of seduction?
Really? Okay. Damn. Like,
I've listened to it twice on an audiobook, but I also bought the print book because I love the author.
Yeah.
He's my favorite author, and then just yeah.
Yeah. I get that, but like,
I mean, I've implemented some of the tactics and they have worked.
have they worked?
They have worked.
I might need to borrow that book. You know, I might need to borrow
there
that
must
book.
this could be a must buy for everyone, every guy,
Every guy, or even girls.
Talked a lot about like girl
Okay.
seducers, like Cleopatra.
So you're trying to say that the person that wrote this book should like definitely sponsor us?
I mean, yeah. Do that, please, Robert Greene.
Robert Greene, come on, man. If you're listening to if you're listening to this podcast, which I know for a fact you are, because like, come on, what else would you be doing on a Sunday night? You know, come on, Robert Greene.
Yeah, sponsor us.
Yeah, exactly.
What are some other red flags? Like maybe like in cleanliness wise, because I hate when like people in general just don't clean after themselves.
Really, yeah, I kind of hate that too, because I'm living with my roommate is a girl, and like she actually, I don't know if that's just a red flag for girls. I think that's just a red flag for everyone in general. Like if they don't clean up after themselves, it's a bit of a pain in the ass. You're like, bro, it's just a plate. Just put it back where it belongs. Like, why'd you have to keep it out there? I get it. Sometimes you're lazy and everything, and you're gonna do it later. But no, sometimes people just like leave it there for ages and like, what's it?
Yeah, why?
Did I tell you like the other? I think I told you this yesterday. Where like we have a dishwasher in our house, right?
Yeah.
It makes life so much easier, but like you have to rinse the plates before you put them in, right? My roommates don't even fucking do that. It's like it's so bad. Like they just put in like the used plates and they just put it back with like all the sauce and all the oil and everything. And sometimes they'll even put in pots and pans that they just cooked with. It's like greasy and everything. They don't rinse it. They just put it in, and then after like the dishwasher's done cleaning the next morning, I pull it out and like everything's dirty from like everything's still dirty. Like, what the fuck was the point of like even running the dishwasher?
Right, you're just building your fucking stuff.
Yeah, like I mean, the dishwasher is already like helping us, helping make the process of cleaning plates faster. And like if you're lazy, you just put it in, but like you can't even like be fucked to like just wipe the plate off a little bit or rinse it off a little bit before putting it in. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'd say another red flag is like, at least for me, is when girls are not like mature enough. They speak very like kind of slangish. They speak like little girl terms, or they're like bitches in a way.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Oh, you mean basic bitches?
Yeah, basic bitches or like basic white girls. Like,
Like,
it's not me.
Tiffany, oh my god, did you hear what she did last week?
Oh my god, did you hear what Gary did? Wow.
Oh, wow, Rebecca, she's such a slut.
Jeez. It's awful.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are some of like your turn-ons? I guess. What's like the main thing that when you see in a girl, you're like, yes, like fuck yes. This is what I'm looking for.
Oh, I guess when like they're smaller inside, you know, because I don't know.
Like size.
Yeah, size-wise, yeah. Like, I don't know. I like that. It's pretty cool. And like when they, I don't know, they're like well put together in the sense like style-wise as well. Like they're just well put together. But yeah, I like that.
That's actually a good thing. I mean, yeah, no one wants a taller girl than you, but
I mean,
maybe someone. I don't know. I've seen girls who are like 2 meters long.
Nah, hey man,
wild.
Hey man, I'm pretty short, dude, man. Basically every girl here is like taller than me in the Netherlands.
Well, yeah, we are in the Netherlands.
We are in the Netherlands, and like,
it is the ubiquitous land of like tall people. So.
I am so short, but hey, here's what I say, right? Same height in bed.
Fair enough. I can't argue with that. I can't argue against that.
It's like when you're laying down, you're all the same height, innit?
Yeah, makes life easier.
No, I've literally never used that line on anyone. Like, I've never told anyone, hey, we're the same height in bed anyway. It's like that. Can you imagine you just walk up to a girl and like she's so much taller than you? Like,
she wouldn't even like know what to say. She'd be like baffled. She's like, what? No,
bro. Like, okay, I dare you. Like, next time that you see a girl that's like way taller than you, just go up to her, like, hey, man, same size in bed, innit?
Wow, we could actually do that. That'd be sick.
I mean, for you, I think it might be harder because like you're pretty tall. How tall are you?
I think I'm bordering like 190.
Well,
so like 1 meter 90 centimeters.
What's that in feet?
I think that's like 6'2" or 3. Somewhere around that.
Yeah, that's fine. So finding a girl that's taller than 6'3" is like, I don't know. I'm 5'4", man. That's like 164 in centimeters.
That's pretty small.
That
You
is
don't seem that small though.
I don't know.
At least for me, you don't see that small.
I
I've seen
might
smaller like girls. Like,
really, yeah.
Yeah,
I might need to
yeah.
measure myself again because like I might not be 5'4". I tell my friend that I'm 5'4", and he's like, "You're not 5'4". I'm like, I think I might be 5'4". You know.
it depends when did you actually like measure yourself. When was the last time?
True. The last time that I measured myself was like
3 years ago.
no, actually, I think it might have been in like August, midway in August.
Oh, okay, that's not that long actually.
Yeah,
That's pretty recent.
I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But like out of all my friends, I'm always the shortest. It's like in every picture, I'm just like there. Everyone's like towering over me. I'm just like, hey.
yeah, it's a little brother. It's a little brother of ours.
Yeah, I'm just there.
Yeah. I know a massive turn on for me is when like the girl's actually smart.
Oh, okay.
Like I want like a smart ass woman.
Really?
I want I want like someone who can just talk, like smart talk.
That is true.
I don't like
that
I'm
is
not
true, man.
into this empty ass talk. Even like in school when we meet someone and we start talking to them, like it's kind of like small talk. It's nothing like actually like deep.
Yeah,
I like to kind of
agree
like
with
a
that.
deeper level, like talk about like like space and like something.
I agree with
weird-ass
that.
stuff.
I agree with that. It's like when you can have a conversation with a person, like even if it's like not even a girl, like you can just have a conversation and like on an intellectual level, you just like go on and on and on and on about like information, like as long as you're both having fun and like learning something from it. It's like I find that so nice. I find that so cool. Like you just vibe out with the other person.
Yeah, it's invaluable. It's so good. It's so
Mhm.
precious. I've met only one girl who actually does that.
Like that.
Yeah, and she's a close friend of mine.
Okay.
I tried to get her, but she went studying to Russia, to like a very prestigious medical school.
And you didn't want to do medicine.
I wanted to do medicine, but not. I wanted to go to Germany or Austria to learn medicine.
Okay.
But the requirements are,
Or very
they
high.
are. They are. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
pretty high.
Yeah,
But
they are
I'm not
very
that
high.
smart.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to be an engineer. I wanted to go to mechanical engineering in university. And at first, right after, like in high school, when we were going through the application process, like all of my friends were applying to the UK. I'm like, okay, it looks like next year I'm also gonna go to the UK. So like I had to sign up to this thing called UCAS or something, and I applied to 5 universities because that's the maximum amount that you're allowed to sign up with UCAS. I signed up to the UK to like a couple of universities like University of Liverpool. I can't even remember the names anymore, bro. It's like, and then my results came out because I did something called the IB, International Baccalaureate. I failed that one, in the sense that I failed physics, and because I failed one class, and physics as well, because I literally wanted to study engineering, and I failed that, and I couldn't do it. So in October, I retook the test, or like the exam. I failed it a second time, man. Like that.
Then you just know, like, it's not my path.
I'm like, it's just not my path. I just need to give up. It's like, I just need to give up. But I wish I realized that before, that engineering was not it for me. Like in the back of my head, I knew that engineering was not it. Like I could never do it.
Yeah.
Like for some reason, I just like continued. I just wanted. I wanted to pursue it.
Wow. Yeah. I've had things that were like on top of my mind, but I'm so happy I actually didn't do it.
Yeah.
Like for me, when I was in the military, like 3 times I had the thought like, okay, I might go to like a mission in like Afghanistan or Mali.
Mm-hmm.
I might actually just join that just to like experience like something like that not a lot of people can experience. That crossed my mind because we had like some kind of lecture during our time there, during my service there. It talked about like, how much do soldiers get paid? Because in our country, being a soldier is the same as like basically like it's like a job. If you work for the military, if you like train out like all like the new kids around the block. And then talked about like salaries and stuff, and then it was mentioned like that people who are in Mali for like a mission, for like kind of like a peace mission in a way. I've heard people getting, stepping on mines and stuff. I don't think it's that peaceful, but during the time, they're like 4,000 a month.
4,000 a month.
Yeah, which is in terms of like in Estonia, that salary is actually pretty high.
I mean,
that's bigger than
4,000 a month is high, like in general, like.
Yeah, but think about it, like you're risking your life.
Yeah, you're risking your life.
So that thought crossed my mind like 3 times, I think. But I'm so happy that I didn't do it. I actually came like to study here, like in the Netherlands.
Wait, so you were earning money whilst you were in the military, right?
Yeah, I was earning 100 euros a month.
Oh, okay.
I didn't earn 3,000. That's only for the people who actually go like to like a mission, like
To missions.
in Afghanistan.
And you were just like what, training?
I was just learning, yeah, the basic
Learning
stuff,
the
like how to
basics.
shoot a gun and like tactics.
Mhm. And I guess like, did you have to pay them anything or no? It's like literally everything is on them. Like they even give you food.
Yeah, free food, everything.
Oh, okay.
You only pay for transport if you want to get home.
Oh, okay.
We
Yeah.
had the
Yeah.
which we had the luxury of getting home every weekend if we wanted to.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess at the end of the month you get given 100. You can use that to travel back as well, right?
Yeah,
How expensive is it?
it's like it was like €3 one trip,
Oh, okay, that's fine. 3
like
years
an
back
hour
and forth.
trip. Yeah, but then in the end, we went to the other side of the country, and then from there, there was literally no point of going home.
Ah, okay. I see.
Over there, we were just there all the time.
Yeah.
Like just 24 mates in one room, just sleeping there, trying to manage like ourselves. It was crazy.
You know, at one point last year, like I was thinking about like the military, like just joining the Italian military. Like I got my Italian citizenship, because in Italy it's like really weird. They don't give you your citizenship right away. It's like you have to have been born there, and then you have to show them proof that you have a residency in Italy, and then you have to show them proof that you've actually studied in Italy all your life. And then when you turn 18, you hand in all the papers, and then you become an Italian citizen, but only once you turn 18.
No, wow.
Which sounds like it's a bit much. Like I've lived there all my life. I've been paying taxes there all my life, and only when I turn 18 do I get my citizenship. It's a bit long.
Yeah,
It's a bit way too long. I don't like that process.
Yeah, that's long.
But yeah, during that time, like when I got my Italian passport, I was thinking about joining the military at some point.
Yeah, it's just some things that are in life that you're so happy you didn't do, even though the mind still like, even though the thoughts still came to your mind, like, yeah, I kind of want to do it.
Yeah.
But and then you didn't do it. You're like, actually kind of happy with the way like your life actually turned out.
Yeah, but that's crazy. Can you imagine like you have close friends or like that might have gone on that mission? Like if you had close friends in the military, right? And like some of those friends went on the mission, and like one of them like by mistake like stepped on a mine. I could not imagine.
I mean, you probably wouldn't just gotten your leg amputated.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't think the mines are that strong to actually kill you. Well, they can kill you,
But I mean, that's quite a traumatic experience.
Yeah. Definitely don't want to like actually experience it myself.
Yeah,
No
like
way.
even when it happens to a friend or like someone close that you know, it's like you're like, that's crazy. Like it just makes you think in life where you are, everything that's happening, and like it just makes you think in life that there's no certainty. There's no certainty in life. So anything could happen to you at any moment.
Yeah, I had this like I had the same thought when I was in the military, actually. Especially when I was in the forest during the winter time. I just felt like, yeah, this life is not it. I do not want to belong to the streets in a way.
Yeah.
I don't want to be homeless. I actually want to work hard and actually have like a warm roof over my head.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy because people don't actually think about that much. They always bitch about like, oh, I want the most newest thing, but bro, you have a roof over your head, man.
Yeah.
You have the most.
A lot of people
best.
take a lot of things for granted, and it's a conversation that I've had with Lorenzo as well. Like 2 days ago, like I went over to his house. He was packing his bags and everything, and like I think we were talking about drugs at that point, and how like a lot of people are just get addicted to drugs.
Yeah.
And why is it that people get addicted to drugs was something that we were also talking about. And like that whole conversation to me is like just so interesting, like and so fascinating and crazy. It's like what happens when you have a friend that like has like major anxiety or something like that, right? And they just start taking drugs to cope with it. Like at first it's marijuana, and then later like even marijuana isn't helping them, so they just like seek out something harder and harder and harder until they get like addicted to really hard drugs. And at that point, like you're literally surviving just because you're doing drugs. Like there are some people that like have such pain that like they think about committing suicide and everything and whatnot, but the only reason for their living is because they're doing drugs, and like they're just high all the time, and this high is their life. And like that's a crazy thought, bro. That's a crazy thought.
Crazy. I had a friend of a friend, well, who I knew a little bit, not that much, but I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah, he died of an overdose. that took a toll on my friend. He's like, yeah, like drugs, like this is not it, like. So he quitted like doing like some like weird drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, soft drugs like marijuana and stuff. Like, yeah, he still does it, but more like harder stuff, like actually trying like maybe ecstasy and stuff. Like, yeah, he was out of it. Just like no bueno, like no way. Which, yeah, it's a crazy thought to actually think that people basically just like live off of narcotics. They live off of drugs. They live off the high, the addiction that they do have. They get. Maybe like with LSD, you see like bright colors and like weird shapes. And like, wow, like this feels nice. Or you do like Molly, you get super active, like super hyped. You get super like alpha. You get super happy. You get. I've heard you get a bit horny as well. And yeah, they just want to live off of that. It's really crazy. And luckily, you know, I don't have that problem. Neither do you. But yeah, if anyone does have that problem, I'd say just seek help.
Yeah.
Because I actually don't know how to like combat mental like.
Which is crazy because like this stuff like really happens. Okay, it doesn't happen that often. It might not happen to like anyone that you know of. But I mean, this stuff does happen, and when it happens, like if it were to happen to a friend of yours, like how do I cope with this? Like I feel like this is stuff that we should like be taught in a way.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like, okay, yeah, we need to tell them to seek help, but like if that person that's addicted to that substance like comes to you for help, right? Because they don't trust like their parents, or like they might have something going on in their family and they don't trust anyone but you, and they just come to you and you just tell them you need to seek help. That's not always the nicest thing, but it might be this. It is the safest thing to do. It is the safest thing to say. But in a way, how do you deal with it? How do you cope with it? You know, like, what are you supposed to say? Stuff like that. So I feel like this stuff is like stuff that maybe we should be taught sometimes, because mental health is a huge issue.
Yeah, definitely. I've read a book. Yeah, you know, this is the trend of me. I read books. I always have something to talk about books. I read a book about depression, and also it talked about like drugs. And remember, there was like a small story there, like that. I think in Switzerland or somewhere in Europe, they have like kind of like a facility that you go to when you're like addicted to like drugs, and they kind of help you out. Or like mental illness, they kind of just help you out. They like help you get kind of like get rid of the addiction and stuff, which is, I think, is really sick. I think all countries should actually have it, especially the Netherlands. Let's not mention why, but I think it's definitely the place where it should be implemented. But yeah, I mean, drugs are weird. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of drugs. I don't do that much drugs. I think they're a waste of time. They're a waste of money. You could do something way more cooler during your time. But they are weird.
I mean, in a sense, how I think of it is like, I have no problems with you doing drugs as long as like you know why you're doing them. It's like, if it becomes a problem to me if like the only reason for you doing drugs is because you find it like it's the only way of life, that becomes an issue. Like at that point, I think it's like that becomes an issue. Yeah.
I mean, I think the main factor that people doing drugs is because they're mentally ill. They have something wrong with their brain wiring.
Could be
like some past experience, maybe like beatings or like rape.
I mean, a lot of people have a lot of different reasons. Like some people, like it could be as simple as they just started it out, they liked it so much, they just kept continuing, and they literally had no other reason to. But yeah,
definitely that as well. Just, you know, during parties, his friends like, yeah, like try it out, man, try it.
I mean, I don't know. It's like I have this thing. Like it's probably like I want to try everything out at least once. Is the kind of mindset that I have. It's like, don't knock it until you try it, but also don't get addicted to it, knowing like if there's something wrong with it, you know.
Yeah.
It's like control it. Like I feel like I would have no problem with addictions because I was on cigarettes, and like I had no trouble quitting, and that's why I kind of think like, but you know, that's a scary line. That's a scary line to say to yourself, that I can't get addicted.
That's very scary, because
that's a very scary thing.
If you do heroin once, you're basically addicted already. Like it was supposed to give you such a huge high. Yeah. That you're instantly addicted to it. So I don't think the line is that universal.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Maybe it works for something, but definitely not everything.
Well, damn. But there's also this other thing where you have when you go to rehab, right, and you're trying to fall off of like the really hard drugs, like there are some rehabs that give you like substitute drugs that aren't as bad as the drugs that maybe you were taking to like fall back on. And like there's this major conversation behind that rehab's not doing that anymore. Like it's people saying you go to rehab only to get addicted to another substance, and like once you get out of rehab you can't live without this substance, and you're constantly seeking this other substance, which may not be as bad as, like, let's say if you were doing heroin.
Yeah.
But you can't stop it anymore. Like once you're out of rehab you constantly see that other drug, and like you go through withdrawals if you stop. And like is that really the point of rehab? Is like to relapse back on like some other pseudo drug kind of thing?
Oh yeah, that's definitely prevalent in the U.S. system. I
Mhm.
can see that. I've watched stuff, so
Yeah.
I've kind of like looked at that.
Hmm.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't really know much to say about things. So I'm not that big of like
True. It's like I was just watching a little bit of I was watching a bit. You know Russell Brand?
yeah, I do know.
Yeah, he's so cool. Yeah, he went to rehab because he was also a major drug addict at some point in his life, and he's a major advocate of no drugs at all, no drugs whatsoever. Like after, like to try and come back from it. And like I was watching this meeting that he had with the jury, explaining as to why they should ban all sorts of drugs, even in rehab, and why like these drugs are not helping. And I was just watching that, and I found it really interesting because like at first I was like, "What are you on about?" Like, yeah, they can use drugs, like as long as they're not like as heavy hitting as the ones that they were doing. But then like I understood that that's not the right mindset to have. It's like addiction is addiction, and that's a problem. Like that's what you should be combating, and not like just relapsing them back on like something weaker.
I think the main problem is addiction.
Yeah.
Not the drug itself.
Yeah, exactly.
The drug itself, it just creates like links in your brain or turns off parts of your brain that actually function. So you can sort of see kind of different path. Because I know, for example, with like LSD, there's a part of your brain that kind of is like your basic like thinking. Like right now, as you listen to this, your brain, like that part of the brain is working.
Mm-hmm.
Like your basic common knowledge and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When you do LSD, that part kind of doesn't shut down, but it decreases its workload, and then other parts of your brain actually light up.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of creates the like effect, like you see like colors more.
Yeah.
Everything's more like heightened.
Yeah.
Everything's more like bright.
That's crazy. It's crazy to think like there's so many like topics to talk about, to think about, and like to learn about as well. And like we as humans, we only have like such short time to like actually get in depth to anything. And like sometimes like if you really want to learn something, you have to go to school for it and everything, and that's so long.
Yeah, there are no courses on like actual things that we might need
Mm-hmm.
in school. No, they don't talk about taxes. They don't talk about like
yeah.
They talk about a little bit of drugs, maybe a little bit. Nah.
A little bit of
They have some sex ed, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't talk. They talk about the birds and the bees. Yeah, I get that. But like, more like actual necessary things.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know where I'm gonna use like some physics equations
Mm-hmm.
or like chemistry.
Yeah, I get that. Unless like you really wanted to become an engineer or something in your future.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in a way, like yeah, I would have liked it if like school actually taught us like a bit more in the sense like school, like I'd say it's like it's getting a bit outdated.
It does feel like it's kind of like it's very old. It's very old type
Yeah.
of way. It was kind of like put in place in like, I don't know. It feels like it was put in place in the Stone Age. Right now we're like in the age where there's flying cars.
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, like if you think about it, it's like the same formula. It's like the same formula is being used, like since the Stone Ages. Actually, it's like students go to school. You have a teacher teaching a different subject, and it's been like that for over how many decades now? Oh my God!
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's like the teaching methods need to change a little bit.
I think the teaching methods and also like, maybe even like teachers. It's about the old people in a way, and have more like maybe not like old people. That's kind of like a pre-notion that we had in my country, where like older people, they're used to their old ways. I think it's everywhere.
Yeah.
We're just used to their old ways. They're not willing to adapt to new ways of teaching. and that kind of creates like a barrier between the students and the teachers themselves, because I think students, they should like be on top of things every time. We should actually kind of like test and experiment with different styles of teaching
Mm-hmm.
for different groups and see like how it affects them.
Yeah, because like not everyone learns the same. Not everyone does.
Oh yeah, definitely not. Someone learns maybe like by watching a movie way better than actually reading something.
Exactly. And like I mean, I've been to in high school, like what the teachers used to say is like not, they acknowledge the fact that not everyone learns the same, and they put it on us in a way to like find different ways to learn. Like you still have to come to class, you still have to like learn the old-fashioned way, but when you go home, it's up to you to figure out how to like learn on your own. It's like if videos work best for you, like find a video and like study with the video. If like writing down notes works for you, write down notes and do that. Like if I don't know, repeating it to yourself and recording yourself works best for you, do that. Like I get it, it's fine. Like yeah, sure, it is up to us, but like, and like then again, I also get it is a burden on the teachers. Like what more can they do? They get given a job, and they just have to execute the job. It's like, at the end of the day, all of it is just a job.
Yeah. I definitely don't blame the teachers in this part. Yeah.
It's hard.
But I do agree with you.
Yeah.
Like, there's also like I've kind of experienced that. Teachers say something, right?
Yeah.
And you give them what they want, but you kind of do it like in your own way, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I mean. In a way. And then the teachers like say, no, that's wrong.
Yeah.
But they ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
But they still say it's wrong.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like teachers are very close-minded. They are close-minded. Yeah, this is what I want. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you bring out some kind of like new way of doing it, they're like, yeah, no. They
No.
push it away. Like, no, sorry.
Yeah. Like I mean, I guess some teachers like will endorse it. Some teachers will be like, oh, this is a new method. That's pretty cool. Like let's learn it, or like let's see what it's about. But that's very rare. Like a lot of the time, it's like, yeah, that is, because like I've actually had a math teacher once. Like because like I knew there was another method of doing a sort of problem. She's like, yeah, fine, like yeah, you can do it that way, but the book says to do it this way, and I think you should like keep to that. I'm like then like what's the point? Like I just learned like 2 methods, but this is clearly another and faster and easier method, and I clearly know how to do it the old method in the book. But like it's just useless. Why would I want to keep sticking to that? It's like, yeah, but like you should, then you get the points, because otherwise that one looks a bit like, stuff like that. And
Yeah,
like,
I've had that as well.
yeah,
I've had that as well. Yeah, it sucks.
it does.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, I mean, the part of like, we learn in different ways. It's definitely like really prevalent.
Yeah.
Some people are like very like they kind of fall behind. Some people don't like get everything that they actually teacher says like right at the moment. They need some time to process it.
Yeah.
Maybe ask for extra consulting, and some people just get it straight off. Like just know it, cool, no problem. So I think the school system is a bit rigged, and it kind of supports my theory of like school is meant only for like to kind of develop manual labor.
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah.
So we always in my school, or at least in my country, a few of my friends, we just had like the thought like, yeah, so if you finish high school, you go to university, it kind of builds you up like, yeah, you finish university, like, okay, then you're going, maybe your first job is as a cashier, then you go to the manager to that kind of store, and you kind of like build your way up for that.
Yeah.
The school is more for developing like the people who like kind of just to fill in like the necessity.
I can see that. Yeah.
It's
It's like you go to school, you come out, like you get a job 9 to 5. Like it's like how do you put it? It's like a well-oiled machine almost.
It does seem like a well-oiled machine. It does seem like a factory to me.
A little bit like a factory. It's like we got the school preparing the workers. The workers get out of school. They start working, making the money, and the money gets put back into this well-oiled machine all over again. It's like a repetitive system. Like
it's super repetitive.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like there are still like some schools that stand out who are kind of like outside of that realm.
Yeah.
I think I definitely at the school that I was in, the teachers made it like more kind of like outside of the system than
Mhm.
it actually is,
Hmm.
which really helped in my opinion. I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah.
And also, you know, the current school that we're studying at, that's also some of the teachers are very like kind of are also like in the same boat that you don't want to do it like this traditional way because universities do have a bit of freedom.
Yeah.
High school and primary school, they are kind of binded by the education system, by the necessities you have to learn, like physics, maths, and
Yeah.
so on. The universities, they kind of have more freedom
Hmm.
because they're not that necessary. They're not like they're not a necessity.
Yeah.
They're not obliged to. You're not obliged.
Yeah,
to do that.
true. It's like they welcome forth like new ways of teaching, new ways of learning, almost in a way,
Yeah.
a little bit. But I mean, I guess then again, like you have, I've had teachers in high school who were like really amazing, like in the sense that they'll go out of their way to make sure that you're doing okay. Like they'll, if needed, they'll like sit out of class with you. They'll like talk to you. They'll like teach you the material all over again in a new way if needed as well. Like if you need any material, they'll try and provide you with all the material. So like in a way, I'd have to say that in my high school at least, the teachers are super nice. It's like they try their best. Like despite like it is just an old high school system. It's like you go in, pass your class, move on to university. But at least the teachers, they felt human.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I had the exact same experience in my high school. The teachers were so nice.
Yeah.
They were more like young as well, so they understood us
Yeah.
in a way. And our class was a bit of like, it was kind of like the main class in school.
Yeah.
Like everyone knew our class.
Yeah.
We did like stupid shit on weekends. We partied a lot. We were just like a super lively class.
Hmm.
And yeah, everyone was like, even the teachers, they kind of acknowledged it and they kind of like played into it, which really helped. They were not like old fashioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't throw the paper. So we were kind of like, oh, chill, you know. They still taught us.
Yeah.
We still got our things like across. But it was more like a kind of new way of teaching, more like personal, rather than just seeing it as a group
Hmm.
or as like just like a bunch of like hens and just whipping them and go to your cage.
Yeah.
So it helped a
Yeah.
lot. During my military time though, that was very like conceived of like the tried and kind of true like ways. Like this is the way we're doing it, and we're gonna do it.
But I mean,
Which
I guess in a way, like when you go into the military, like it kind of has to be that way, because like they try and teach you discipline.
Yeah, definite discipline.
Hmm.
I agree with that. I mean, waking up at like 5:50 a.m. every morning, and in 5 minutes you have to get outside to do your like morning kind of run.
Hmm.
Yeah, that builds discipline.
Hmm.
And cleaning every day and all the like the small things definitely build discipline. But the way that we actually learn the strategies, since it's so tried and tested, like let's say a war broke loose,
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if we would get fucked
Hmm.
because our tactics are so tried and tested.
Yeah.
Because it's so like old fashioned. Yeah, this
So
works.
it's old fashioned. Yeah.
Because the enemies will see through it.
Yeah.
I just read about it today in another book.
Yeah.
Yeah, 33 strategies of war.
Oh,
Or Robert
damn.
Greene.
Robert Greene again.
Yeah, no, he's my favorite author.
He okay.
So-
I gotta get on him then. I gotta get on him.
Yeah, he talked about it like it was it was during the Napoleon
Mhm.
era, so there was like a general in Prussia who
Mhm.
wanted to beat Napoleon.
Hmm.
He's like, let's make this plan. They made that plan for like 2 months. Like,
Yeah.
this is gonna happen and this is gonna happen, because they were kind of accustomed to their old ways. Like let's build a tactic. Like everything has to be like tactical. Everything has to be planned out.
Yeah.
And then when it actually came to the war, Napoleon beat him because
Mm.
his warriors or his soldiers were more of adaptive, like the present.
Hmm.
So they adjusted accordingly to the
Yeah.
surroundings.
Yeah.
They just crushed him.
I mean, like, I find all this stuff fascinating in the sense that, yeah, okay, it's not cool to find the people trying to kill the other people fascinating, but, like, the strategy that goes behind wars, the strategy that goes behind, like, trying to outsmart the other person, it's,
Yeah.
like, is super fascinating, actually. Like, how you decide to run your military regime. It's fascinating.
It's fascinating. Like it kind of holds true in real life as well, because the book kind of connects the dots with like real life.
Yeah,
You yourself as a person and then war.
yeah.
And yeah, it says like stagnation is like one of the worst things. Or like you know, if when you feel like you have always like constant successes,
Yeah.
you always like get through everything. You're like, yeah,
Mhm.
like you gotta build an ego. You kind of like let yourself a little bit loose,
Mm-hmm.
and then life just comes hitting back,
Yeah.
hits you in the face right away. Like, no, 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 it's not.
Yeah.
It's not as it is. It's
Yeah.
not as it seems.
Oh my god, man. But like, oh, holy shit. Like, what is the weather outside though?
Oh yeah. Since we don't have a video version right now.
Oh yeah, like
But we just have.
you're just gonna have to take a word for this, man. Like, it's so foggy outside.
It's so foggy. It's getting dark already. It's barely even 5 p.m. and it's getting dark.
Yeah. Oh, I hate the winter time because like it gets dark so fast and like it's only 5 and it's already basically about to be nighttime, and all you want to do in this time is like you just want to sleep because not only is it really cold outside, but it gets dark so quick. It's like you just lose all motivation to do anything whatsoever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Wait.
What do you prefer? You prefer the colder weather or the
No
warmer?
way, no way. I prefer
Warm?
the warmth. I prefer the warmth. I prefer the summer. No matter how hot it gets, I don't care. Like it's fine. I just prefer it.
That's interesting.
Let me just quickly pick up my my roommates trying to call me. You entertain the people.
I'll entertain it, but they're still gonna hear you.
Yeah, it's fine. A brief interlude. Brief interlude.
Yeah. About, well,
1 second, quick man.
I don't know what to call it. We're gonna get a live call.
Yeah, live call right now, man.
Jeez.
Sorry.
Someone trying to interrupt us, my fuck. I'm trying to make a podcast here.
Uè, ciao bello. No, sto fuori, sto da un amico.
What are we wondering? This guy's
Mi sa di no,
fucking
sai, tipo 3-4 ore.
I do not understand what he's speaking.
Ah, no, le cartine le ho portate con me. Vabbè, ciao. Ciao. That was my roommate. He was calling to ask if I had papers.
Papers.
Yeah, to roll.
Um.
to roll, you know? We are out here in the Netherlands.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. You know what I did? I just I brought the papers with me. Ay.
Okay, yeah. So you like actual warm weather? So you'd rather be in Italy
Yeah.
than this place?
Yeah. I would much rather be in Italy than this place. Like, this place would be so amazing after Corona. Like, if Corona never existed. I mean, this place is still nice, but I feel getting depressed. Like, it's too cold. Like, especially in the area that we live in Diemen Zuid, in the south in Diemen, and especially me, I live in Bilmer. Like, there's just no one around. Like, no one around
Exactly,
at
it's a
all.
ghost town,
It's a ghost town. It's a ghost town. Like, yesterday we just went to the center. It was so much livelier, so much better, so much nicer when you just meet people. But even then, in this country, it rains so much. Like, the rain just depresses me.
There hasn't been that much rain, to be honest.
In
thought there was gonna be more
the
rain.
past week, there hasn't
The
actually.
past like 3 months I've been here.
That is also
there
true.
actually hasn't been that
That
much
is also
rain.
true. But like, oh, I need to tell you a story, man. Like, when I got here, like, I lived in my friend's studio in Science Park,
Yeah.
and I had her house keys, and so she let me stay in her house or in her studio for like a couple of days until I moved into my place here in Bilmer or in Diemen. And what I did was I moved into my new house and I had her keys, and she had to go back to her studio. And on that day, it was raining a lot. It was raining a lot. So like, I quickly left the house. I'm like, okay, don't worry, I'm gonna be at your place by like within an hour. She's like, okay, no worries, I'll be there within an hour as well. I walk out, right?
Yeah.
So to the nearest metro station, and to the nearest metro station, it takes me like about 16-minute walk. So I go I do quite a bit of the road. I'm like 10 minutes into the walk. I realize I left her keys in the house. So I had to run back to the house in the pouring rain. I was absolutely drenched and having a piss poor day. I go back into the house, dripping wet. I just like, as soon as I open the door to the house, I'm just standing there for like 2 minutes contemplating about my life. I'm like, where did it all go wrong, bro? Like, where did it all go wrong?
Oh, jeez. I've had bad experiences with weather as well.
Yeah.
It takes me back to the winter of this year when I was in the military. Basically, in my kind of department where I was at. It's one of the hardest places you can go to serve. You're 8 months, the basic training, and basically we had like cars, right? We had like Mercedes G classes, but they didn't have any roof, so they were basically open cars.
Yeah.
They had their frames though.
They're not convertibles.
Not convertible. Well, no, they're convertibles. We still put things on, but we always rode without them.
Yeah.
It's just like kind of like open, like an open car, so you can jump out easily.
Okay.
We always drove around in them, and during the winter it was minus like 20, and we had to like go on a mission, so we had to drive on the highway, and since we also took like weapons and stuff, we also had them. Yeah. Because I sat in the passenger seat in the front, so I had to have a machine gun on it. Oh. On top of like the salon area. Yeah. And our cars had the ability to kick the windows down. The front windows, they can be down on the hood. So we always kept them down, and you're driving like 70 kilometers an hour. Yeah. Just driving in the highway, and like it's minus 20 outside. Yeah. And just wind just comes to your face.
Yeah. That sounds horrible.
It burned. Like I started crying every time. I even had like a scarf on that kind of protects my face.
But it was no use. It was no use.
It was so fucking terrible.
That sounds horrible.
Because we also had heard stories when we first got there. Yeah. Like when you join this department, the reconnaissance department, there's going to be days when it's fucking cold. It might be snowing. It's like minus 20. And you're just driving around in an open car, no front like window to cover you from the wind. Yeah. So yeah, you're gonna get cold. Some people have actually got severe injuries from that. So yeah, just it's nothing special, but yeah, keep that in mind. Like, oh, okay. Actually experiencing that, luckily I didn't get an injury. My skin was a bit fucked up afterwards, but it was just awful.
The weather, man. But yeah, like the weather here is actually crazy in the sense that it's just way too cold. For me at least, because I'm from Rome. You're from Estonia, apparently where it gets way colder.
This still feels a bit cold. Yeah? During the summertime it's more hot. A little bit hotter. Yeah. But this still feels like the same, although it's way more south. Yeah. But it is, I guess, next to the open sea in a way.
Yeah. Oh, but like to tie it in with like the question that you asked me in the front in the beginning when you said what are some of my turn-offs? Exactly on that day when I had to bring the keys back to my friend, I finally made it. She was waiting for me like an hour like underneath the building. I gave her the keys back. I'm like, okay, now what do I do? Because I have to wait for another friend that's going to come at like 5. So I'm like, what do I do all this time? I have all this time in my hand. I'm like, okay, here's what I'll do. I'll go hang out with this other girl that I met on Tinder. I'm like, hey, do you want to hang out? She's like, yeah, I want to hang out. I'm like, nice, sweet. So where do you want to meet? She's like, yeah, I'll meet you at this UVA campus, like the business campus. It's really nice, by the way. Oh my god, it's so nice. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll meet you at like this time at 2. She's like, yeah, okay, no worries. I look at my clock. I'm like, why did I say 2? I'm gonna be so late. So I'm like, because like with the public transportation, it would have taken me like at least like another 40 minutes, and the meeting time was like in 20 minutes. I'm like, I do not want to be late. So I call up an Uber, pay like 12-13 euros to go to this campus, right? I go there. I'm like, yo, where you at? She's like, oh, Ashley, I'm so sorry. Can we meet in like another hour? No, I literally paid 12-13 euros to get to the campus.
That sucks.
And she's like, can we meet a little later? And I'm like, okay, no problem, no worries. And then
actual bullshit.
And then like I got there like a little before 2. So I'm like, okay, no worries. So I have a little time to like walk around and like see the area a little bit. I'm walking around. I'm like, I'm bored. What do I do? Obviously, I just go in. I only had a MasterCard on me at that point, and like I found out the hard way that this country does not accept MasterCards for some reason. Yeah. Like what the fuck? Like they just do not accept MasterCards. So like I found an ATM. I went to the ATM and I took out some money, and then I went to a store. I don't know if you'd call it a tobacco store or something.
Maybe.
Gift store maybe. Like they were selling cigarettes. I'm like, yo, can I have a Marlboro Gold? Because at the time that's what I was smoking. She's like, yeah, no worries. I'm like, oh, and can I also get a lighter? She's like, yeah, no worries. I had her a $20 bill, a 20 euro bill. She hands me back a tenner. I'm like, how much does the cigarette cost? She's like, oh, 8 euros. I'm like, oh, 8 euros. Yeah, thank you, no worries. I just walk out. I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe I just paid 8 euros for a pack of cigarettes. Which, like, I mean, That is so expensive.
Too much.
That is so expensive. So that day, not only in the morning had I already gotten soaking wet from the rain, I was 1 hour late to meet my friend, and then I was way too early to meet this girl. I also paid way too much for the fucking pack of cigarettes, and I'm like, okay, no worries, I'll just smoke. And then I started smoking. I go back. I'm like, yo, where you at? It was 3 right now, by the way. I waited an hour there.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. My tram's still not here yet. I like, oh my, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that's bad.
That is so bad. And like, she finally made it at like around 4-ish or something. So like, I waited like what, from 2, 3, 4, 3 hours. No, 2 hours. I waited 2 hours. Just for her. And luckily it wasn't raining at that point, and I'd already dried off and everything. But when she did come, she's like, damn, I wish I could stay here a bit more, but like I have a meeting right now. So like she couldn't even stay long. We were literally there for like how long? Like maybe an hour tops together, and then she already had to leave, and then like I had to find my way back, my way back to my friend's place.
That's so depressing.
Yeah,
That's
is so
sad.
that is so sad.
It sucks.
And you know what else happened that day? Like literally, I forgot my mask at home. I got off the metro. I got on the bus, and the bus driver's like, "Yo, where's your mask?" I'm like, "I don't have one." She's like, "You need one." I'm like, "Fuck!" So I went back into the station to buy a mask. That cost me another €6 because at the station they don't have any like loose masks.
Jesus.
Like that day was just the worst, man.
That sucks. I definitely agree. Like I hate people when people show up late.
Yeah,
Even if it's 5 minutes.
yeah,
Like me and my friend. Normally in the mornings we would go train. I said to him, "Yeah, be at this time. I'm gonna be in your front door. Come out, then we'll go train." This guy is 10 or 15 minutes late, and he's like, "Yeah, I had to do this." I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean you have to do this?
yeah,
We agreed on this time.
yeah,
You're not showing up. Like, man, you're a pagan, bro.
yeah. You're a pagan, man.
You're a fucking pagan. You're losing trust. Like, anytime when someone's late,
Yeah.
they lose trust.
Yeah,
They
I mean,
lose my respect. I just can't trust the guy.
I mean, I don't mind people that are late. Like, I completely understand it. Because I've even had to wait sometimes for people 1 hour. Like, sometimes.
But I just don't hate it. I like to be on time and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try to be on time as well. But but with me, it's like I'm either super late or I'm super early. I'm never in between.
Mm.
It's like, but for stuff that like I already planned like way ahead of time. So
No, but like, the thing's like, yeah, but I planned it like, I planned it a day in advance.
yeah,
Like, on the evening of the day, and then the next day we would go train. I already planned it on the evening, so
yeah,
technically he should already have the pre-notion in his mind, like, okay, I have to go then, like,
Yeah.
let me plan it.
yeah,
But no planning. I'm like, how the fuck do
Yeah.
you do this?
damn,
I'm gonna plan the shit out of my day. Like, I have my day planned out, and I'm waiting 20 minutes for him.
yeah,
10 minutes. My day is already a bit ruined.
hmm
I have to like come back and like, okay, so what do I do now? Like,
yeah,
I have less time on doing this. Now I'm probably late to school. Like, how? It's just, it drives me nuts. It drives me so crazy when people are late.
yeah. I mean, it's not the worst for me, I guess. Like I never plan anything out. I'm just like, yeah, is what it is. Like I'll never plan anything out. I'm
Maybe
like,
it's
I'll
not-
just see.
Yeah, maybe it's not the time itself, but the thing is that we made an agreement.
The
and you
commitment
broke-
that the
and you
person
broke it.
made. Yeah, the commitment that the person made
I
is the
can't
worst
ta-
part.
I
Yeah,
just can't take that.
yeah.
You're losing trust. It's such a small thing, but it
Oh,
accounts
bro.
to so much.
You'd hate having Italian friends then, because like they literally make plans with you, right? They'll be like, yeah, I'm on my way. They'll literally show up 20, 30 minutes later.
I don't have any Italian friends except for you and a bit, I guess, Lorenzo.
Yeah,
But otherwise, yeah, I have no Italian friends.
yeah. I mean, if you were in Italy, it's like we all make plans. Yeah, you'll get some Italians that are like on time, but like I literally have a friend that like lives 5 minutes away from like the destination that we say. He's always 20 minutes late.
Bro, it was in my school as well. I had a classmate who lived like 5 minutes away from school.
Yeah.
This guy came in like 2 hours late. How the fuck do you do that?
How do you do that? How do you
the
manage?
fuck do you actually do that?
How do you even manage?
2 hours late. I lived like half an hour away. I'm like 5 minutes earlier. Like,
Yeah.
I'm before time.
Exactly. Like I used to live like half an hour away from this place, and he used to live 5 minutes away from this place. Like me, even an hour, let's say. I used to be there half an hour early, or stuff like that. and he's always 20 minutes late. I'm like, what even is the point?
So, but I've had that happen to me as well, because sometimes I'm pretty close to something.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'll make it, and then
I'll make
I'm
it,
late.
and then you're late. Yeah.
I see, like, okay, I understand that. I understand it now.
No, a time with me, like I stress a lot. It's like I'll look up on Google Maps, like if I need to go somewhere for like an appointment or a meeting. It's like I need to go to this place. I look up on Google Maps how long it might take, and then I prepare 1 hour ahead of time just in case there's something that might go wrong. So usually I end up going to that place like half an hour early a lot of the times.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. I think for the end, let's say something that we're grateful for.
Alright, fair enough.
Let's finish it off. It's already been an hour, which went by pretty fast. Except, it's pretty dark outside now.
Yeah, it is pretty dark outside right now.
But yeah, let's end with some kind of like a gratefulness.
Yeah.
Something that we're grateful for.
Yeah.
So why don't you start?
Fair enough. I mean, man, what am I not grateful for, man? I'm grateful for my life, and the person that I'm the most grateful for, man, my mother. And I cannot wait to go see her during next week when I'm leaving. Oh my god, bro. I'm gonna literally give her the biggest hug ever. I miss her, man. I miss my mom.
I miss my mom as well.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for my parents as well.
Yeah.
It's actually crazy. I'm grateful for my dedication to actually read.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but like in my childhood, I hated reading.
Yeah.
I just hated it because I was forced to do it.
Mhm.
I didn't like to be forced to doing it. But now that actually, I'm living my own life, I just love it. I've just
Really?
picked up it so quick. It's just something I just love doing, and I'm so happy. Like I've actually kept the motivation to
It's
doing
like
it.
it's like I don't know what happened to me. Like the opposite happens. Like as a kid, I used to love reading. Now I still love reading, but I won't do it as much as I used to as a kid. It's like I just can't, like, for some reason, like, just pick it up and start reading. I wish I still had that, like, feeling in me as I did it as a kid, where I could just pick up a book and, like, start reading for hours and hours. Right now, like, I'll pick up a book, I'll read for, like, tops 20 minutes, and then just put it down.
I mean, it's just, real life has hit you hard.
Yeah.
Always constant, like, stuff happening, so it's definitely hard to read. But this has been it.
Yeah.
This is the first episode of The Unusual Suspects.
Unusual suspects. The two unusually suspect-looking Donnies.
Yeah, both are, like, intelligent as fuck. Like, we should get, like, a Nobel Peace Prize or something.
Honestly, Einstein, before he left us...
No match for us, man. No match.
No match for us, but, like, before he left us... I mean, no one put this in the books, because, like, they're like, whoa. But basically, before Einstein left us, he said, Stefan and Niloy, amazing guys. But unfortunately, the papers got burned, so there's no proof of that.
Yeah, I saw that in a dream.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think God gave me a message like, this is my passion. This is what
Oh,
I
yeah?
have to do.
Oh, but, like, before we go, like, I have to ask you a question, right? Like, when your hands are cold, where do you put them?
It comes back to the talk that I had yesterday. Yeah, I put it. I don't put my hands on my balls. I'll put it on my thighs.
Okay. Yeah, but,
It's
like,
gonna be my thighs.
but the thighs in between your balls, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that.
that's the warmest area of your body.
Even like, let's say I meditate.
Yeah.
Like, even inside it's a bit cold. Like, my hands get cold super quickly. I meditate. I just put them on balls.
Exactly.
It keeps it warm. It's so
Yeah,
warm.
exactly. It just keeps it warm and it's so nice. But some people are like, no, that's so weird. I'm like, how is it weird? It's literally the warmest part of your body. Just put your hands down there.
Yeah, like.
And it's like not uncomfortable at all. Okay, like at first, like it might feel a bit uncomfortable for your balls because your hands are so cold. But then both of them start warming up again instantly because your balls are literally that warm.
Yeah, that's true. I hope no one has to experience this, but I've had the experience of taking a shit in the forest.
Yeah.
It was like -10.
Ah.
And let me tell you, it's one of the best experiences actually you'll ever have.
Really?
It's so nice. I don't know, for some reason, like, our body's wired in a weird way that if we have something digesting,
Yeah.
we have, like, let's say, like, I mean, it takes energy to keep your bladder actually, like, working,
Yeah.
and your digestive system, or whatever it's called.
Mhm.
So when you take a shit and everything gets out, it doesn't have to use energy in that space anymore.
Fair
So
enough.
it spreads the energy in the blood cells to different parts of your body. Like, and hence making you more warm.
The more you know.
I had that experience, and it was revolutionary. I
Damn.
started looking at life in a different way. It was weird.
Just by taking a shit in the
It was like a
forest
calling
once
from
and a
God.
minus
It's like a
10.
calling from God. It's-
Wow, okay.
It's magical.
So definitely, now, what do you reckon? It's like, what, 4 degrees out right now? Or like 3 degrees out right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I should definitely, on my way home, take a shit in the in the forest. Just to warm myself up.
Why not? It actually works. The crazy thing is that it actually works.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, if someone wants to actually try it, I mean, you can try it.
Try it and let us know.
Yeah, try it and let us know.
Let us know if like you have the same experience.
Yeah, give us any feedback on this podcast. We're still looking at ways like trying to improve it.
Oh yeah, and we'll definitely be linking our PayPal's, by the way, so you guys can send us money in it.
Yeah, so we're gonna probably test like different versions of it, maybe
Yeah.
we'll, like plan that version like news related,
Yeah.
relevant news that has happened during the times, or just again just talking pure gibberish, pure smart talk.
Yeah, today was a bit of a mix of everything kind of thing. I think we had like serious topics such as like talk on drugs, talk on school, stuff like that, and then we also had gibberish talk like right now, where to put your hands when you want to keep them warm.
I mean, it's a necessity. It's a very necessary.
Oh
thing.
yeah, of
For-
course,
for guys-
it
for
is a
guys,
necessity.
I don't know
It's-
for girls, but for guys.
Yeah, but it's like if we have any younger audiences like that, their hands are cold, just put them in your balls, man.
Recommend this podcast.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out.
Recommend them this podcast, man.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that is going to be it for this time. Whenever we do the next time, we'll see you guys then.
Yeah,
Do leave us comments or any suggestions on what we should do or improve. We're still working out to get the best possible podcast, quality-wise and quantity-wise. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, kudos for actually listening through all of this. And
if you've got to this point, let us know. Actually, like say I was here if you made it this far.
yeah, say I was here, and then say like if you loved it or not, if you hated it. If you hated it, nice to know, man. Appreciate your love. If you loved it, same. But yeah, have a nice day. Much of sun and much of positivity to you. May God always be with you. And yeah, see you next time.
See you next time. Peace.